Welcome back, everybody. It's time for Fresh from the Trollbox, the BitMEX Trader Podcast, episode 11. Together with our CEO, Stephan Lutz, we're going to talk about what happened in crypto this week. Stephan, how are you doing?
Yeah, hi, Uzi. Well, I'm doing fine. Quite a lot of things, again, happened, which is good for the market. Although we had a bit of a break in price action on Bitcoin in particular, right? So Bitcoin taking a little bit of a break, hovering around 43,000, which shows, from my point of view, two things. When you analyze the situation, we had a lot of price action recently, stuff going up in Bitcoin in particular, but from people who are in the market already. So actually, we are trading among ourselves in the expectation of the bull run of 2024. So two things to notice for your trading. Number one is make sure that you're risk managed, because there is still the possibility for a correction in prices in due course, to the point when new people will enter the market and then drive the prices again, which I'm looking forward to and which will happen in 2024. This is what we're all looking forward to. But just look out for potential price corrections in the next weeks to come. A little bit more volatility expected from my point of view, especially over the season holiday. But if you trade correctly, if you risk manage, everything will be fine, I guess. But still a very nice end of 2023. So I see 2023 ending on good terms, right?
Yeah, nice. I mean, you said it was currently, yeah, we're at 43, well, 200-ish as we speak. But we obviously had a nice pump at the beginning of the week, and at BitMEX we were very positively surprised by some of the old OGs coming back and putting large positions on. We had a spike in the OI of 200 million on Friday night last week, I believe, giving a very strong positive indication and I think driving parts of the market. How did you read that news? Do you think it's right that they took the profit later this week? Then also, would you have held on to it?
Well, that's always a question of belief on your trading strategy. What it shows is that our platform is very attractive, because next to trading volume, which is a big indicator, open interest actually is the real indicator of how many people take directional positions on your platform. Open interest is the sum of all open short and long positions, meaning where people have view on pricing going forward, right? You can trade in and out, you buy, you sell. No, at the end of the day, no open interest. It basically says people are on the platform who believe in certain price actions. You cannot say from the open interest whether it's up or down, short or long, but basically have an indication. They know what they trade. They want to see a certain direction happening, and they take a delta position. So they really take risks. Whereas volume can be just without risk taking. You can even have volume that has no economic or price discovery meanings. I was pretty happy when I saw people coming to the platform actually pumping the open interest on BitMEX, because it means they believe in the price discovery mechanism of the BitMEX platform for the BTC and BTC margin contracts, which leads me to a second thing. Guess what they did is, and this is brilliant, and I alluded to that earlier in one of the earlier episodes, they traded not on a USDT margin contract, they traded on a Bitcoin margin contract, which means they profit out of the price action in Bitcoin, and they made a double profit because they got Bitcoin back. So with all the price action and the appreciation, they won double basically what they put into. And that they took the profits, well, I mean, if you look at the break in price action, I guess they did well. I basically would assume that they will come back once we have the next pump, which is nice. So actually, I was very happy seeing that, because it's giving us reason to believe that our platform really is there for price, and not just to see some volumes that
No, absolutely.
In price discovery.
Absolutely. I think I mean, you don't open $200 million of a position if you're worried about getting out of the position, for example, right? I mean, that's that really shows we're the trade venue for the large, for the professional guys, for the OGs, the whales. And I like the point you make about Bitcoin margin contracts. I've done the math for myself this week, and if somebody would have opened a one Bitcoin position last week around this time at 37-ish, 37,500, and close it today at 43,500, 44, they would have made roughly 25% extra just because of the uplift in collateral if they would have traded Bitcoin margin versus Tether margin. And I think BitMEX has listed a lot of altcoins recently. We do list many of them also on the Bitcoin margin pairs, which means you can trade altcoins, you can trade ETH, etc., and you can still have a long Bitcoin position, which in the current environment with an ETF incoming, etc., to me is the no-brainer. I mean, I'm even trading my PayPay on Bitcoin margin contracts these days. Not sure that's the smartest, but that's not because of the Bitcoin margin. That's more because of the PayPay. There was another thing I wanted to. Sorry, yeah.
Yeah, you're in for generational wealth, right? I mean, you hope PayPay going to 1. And then having even the better impact by Bitcoin margin contracts. Yeah, I see it.
That's it. Yeah, dynastic wealth through PayPay at $1. That's the plan. There's one more thing I wanted to touch on with you, which was ETH first lagging a little bit behind Bitcoin, but then coming back now. Do you think are there news to be expected from ETH? Is it just the expected kind of catch up and trying to stay in peg with Bitcoin? What's your view?
Yeah, well, my read of the market is it's a catch up, price action, good appreciation. I expect that to continue. And once we are back into actually discussing underlying use cases, even ETH being position to outperform Bitcoin at some point in time. Because what we see right now is we are in for technical analysis. I mean, we know Bitcoin, we know all the transactions. Roughly, or there is no real news on ETH right now and the use and stuff. I guess that will be picked up in 2024, especially when new people come to the market. And then I assume we will see at least slight outperformance of ETH over Bitcoin, but both performing very well then.
And with that in mind, also looking at Solana as an ETH challenger, would you say keep your bags open and kind of stack up on Solana too, or?
But there I have. I mean, this is no investment advice, and everybody needs to do his own or her own research. But there I lean on my TradFi experience. If you can, never put all eggs in one basket, right? I mean, frankly, I'm not just all over ETH. I'm very positive about ETH. But having 1 or 2 competitors here just to make sure that you manage your risks going forward. And if there is someone who will take over, they will outperform, right? So it's completely rational to have 2 or 3 positions in coins that take care of smart contracts / sorry, my English, the coordination of distributed computing power. Yeah, that's my thing.
Yeah, and fair point. I guess my main concern with Solana, and that's sort of my own perception for now, is there's obviously still a very close tie with FTX, and any positions that FTX would have to sell, liquidate, etc., in order to pay its creditors is very likely to impact Solana. Maybe not in the short term, but certainly something that has kept me a little bit at distance. Again, I'm the guy who holds PayPay, so I might not be the best representative for it. What are we seeing for next week, Stephan?
Well, I mean, we have seen. We spoke about paper. Bonk was a fantastic week as well on the old side, and I mean, for next week, the big question I heard was, okay, shall I sell to buy Christmas presents? And my answer always is, wait for your Christmas presents, sell the Christmas presents, and buy Bitcoin.
That's the right answer. I do want to ask our little dice again.
Yeah, what shall we do?
Last week we had 100x. Let's see where we go this week. We have a hodl. Hodl comes up first, which again, looking at where we're in the market after a pretty nice week, maybe that's a bit of a good relaxing next week coming up.
No mistake.
Never. All right. Thank you very much, Stephan. Have a great weekend.
Thanks. You too. Speak to you soon. Bye.